Hello again, Eric Arnold here in the sports barn, the primary studio. Well, that sucked, recapping yesterday's picks, disaster. Again. Luckily, only 20 people saw it, thank God, so maybe it's one of them things if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there or something like that. But at any rate, we got, 5 more picks for you here on Tuesday. Maybe they'll be better. MLB Picks, if you're new, on the off chance you've never been here before. Baseball, that's what we do here, baseball. And we're kind of marking the time. I got to get over to Brooklyn Lou's channel. I need to see what he's up to. He has some stuff there, and I haven't. I might have some time here today. I'll go over there and see what he's up to. I think they could be. Maybe he's got some tips for me. I think that's probably me. That's what I'm looking for here. I need some tips because, let's pull it up here. I mean. All right, here, look at all the red. This is what we did yesterday. 1 winner and 6 losers. And I guess, like I said, the only thing that keeps me from just jumping off a bridge is that our top plays are still doing okay. It was a winner for our top plays. We had 2 top plays, both underdogs. We got one of them. So... it was a plus day. I guess that's where we're at with this model is that if there's not 3 stars on it, just don't even pay attention to it. But I knew the price was wrong on the Twins, and the model was going, oh my God, look at this. You got to play the Twins. And this computer model, it's like, have you watched the Twins? Have you seen these guys? They're not good. The Twins, the model wanted that to be a top play, and I just kind of, I should have thrown it away altogether. Same with the Yankees, same deal there. It's like, this team is not good. This is not a good team. Yeah, I just keep coming back to Brian Cashman is so desperate for, I don't know what he thinks. He signed Rognan Odor. This is not a good player. The worst team in the league cut him, the Rangers. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know he's had some luck picking up guys off the scrap heap that put the pinstripes on and suddenly become Superman. See Gio Urshela. But gee whiz, Odor's game is exactly what's wrong with the Yankees. He's, the 3 true outcomes, which is strikeout, walk, home run. Mostly, the first one is strikeout. So I don't know. All along, I don't know why I'm blaming the Yankees. I'm the one that took them. Again, it was a great spot for the Yankees. They should have easily won that game. And instead they lost. To Matt Harvey, woo. I mean, thank God I'm not a Yankee fan. I mean, it'd be hard to be a Yankee fan right now because that team is stinking up Major League Baseball with all their payroll and talent. And, they're doing un-Yankee things. The Yankees usually, they pride themselves on grinding out at bats. But they do more than that. In other words, you can't just walk. They walked 7 times last night and still lost. You can't just walk. You actually have to put the ball in play. You actually have to hit it where they ain't occasionally. And that gets you W's, and the Yankees aren't doing any of it. So, A's, Rays, loss, 1-run loss there. Rays just didn't hit. And probably wasn't even that close because the A's were robbed of a run there by Major League Baseball. Another replay deal where the guy is clearly safe at the plate, clearly safe, and the umpire calls him out. They go to replay and they confirm the incorrect call. I just don't understand it. It makes no sense. It's like there's no way any kind of rational person could have looked at that replay and have determined the guy to be out. But that's what happened. It's almost like you're sitting there going, there has to be other forces at work here. Nobody's that incompetent. There has to be another explanation. But MLB, our only winner there was the Marlins. So thank God for that, because that was one of our top plays. The Phillies and the Cardinals. This could have gone either way. I guess I can't get too upset about this one. I mean, Wainwright throws a complete game, 2 runs he gives up, and it's still not enough. I bashed Wheeler, but give him credit. He got it done. He went 8 1/3, or no, he went 8, I guess. Last play of the game, I've got the tying run on first, winning run at the plate in Nolan Arenado, and Arenado gets the extension, and he's got the big swing, and it's a long fly ball to left, and he's posing, and it's going to be the game winner, and it died at the wall. And that was the game. So just that close from a walk-off W, and we get the L instead. And then the last 2 games, they didn't fire at all. We haven't had too many of those, frankly, lately, where, we're just dead right out of the box. But those last 2, the Mariners and the Rockies, dead right out of the box. So, bad night. Like I said, we're kicking ass with the 3-star plays. Other than that, the model is not working at all. It's early in the year. I mean, perhaps there's some statistical noise or whatever, and leaving itself out later in the year. I hope, in other words, I hope the 3-star plays keep winning, and I hope the other plays start winning too. That's what I hope. But all right, I don't have a hell of a lot here, otherwise than to say. I glanced at the news. I thought I saw that the left-wing media, I think I saw that they were going to announce, the CDC is going to announce revised mask guidance for outdoor activities. All I can hope is that they're going to, be rational and, acknowledge that masks don't work. They haven't worked through this whole thing. Otherwise, if they did work, there'd be bodies all over Florida and Texas, and not in Michigan, New York, and Pennsylvania. But of course, that's not the case. So I'm hoping that they're going to acknowledge that, these masks are useless. Well, they're not, of course, but at a minimum outside, maybe. It's like, can we take these goddamn things off? Can we go to a ball game? All of us, not just a handful. So, if they revise the guidance, maybe it's possible we could see some sold out stadiums here in the next, month or 2. I guess anything, crossing my fingers. Honestly, I'm not coming off my, I guess I've had this prediction almost for a year now that these people are never going to allow us to take the mask off. You're just going to have to take it off on your own. They're never going to say, it's okay, you don't need it anymore. I mean, how stupid is this? They tell us to get vaccinated, and then they tell us you still need the mask. My father's terrified to go outside. He's convinced, he listens to these fools tell him that even after he gets a vaccination, he's not safe. So, he'll die in his easy chair, terrified. And that I do not forgive. So, at any rate, Tuesday, the 6th, I got that. Well, I could just correct that. You don't need to see, that's a typo, which I will correct. We're going to try the Royals here. Or not the Royals. What the hell? Yeah. That right there, it probably tells you my pick is wrong. I'm taking the Pirates. Why am I taking the Pirates? Let's pull the notes up. Well, I think the Royals, they just came after the 4-game sweep in Detroit, and I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves. They're in first place. I don't think they expected to be there. And so I think they're all feeling pretty good. And I think this is just a nice spot here for Pittsburgh maybe to pull an upset, kind of like the Marlins did last night. Plus, something we said earlier in an earlier video that, we're looking for when that key guy isn't in the lineup. When that key guy's not there, then we want to try to find a reason to play against the team. Well, key guy on Kansas City, Salvador Perez, I don't think he's going to play. He had to come out of the game yesterday because of a thumb. These teams anymore, if they have any kind of boo-boo at all, they're out, and they're out for days. They don't just, slam them right back in. And, I get that. It's a long season. This isn't the 1950s anymore. So they try to string the season out and get other people involved and not burn out their best players. So I wouldn't expect to see Perez tonight. So I think this is a good spot here for the Pirates. And we'll take, plus 102. We're getting paid to do it, too. So the Nationals, Blue Jays, I don't know. That seems like a pretty fair price for Scherzer. Just minus 131. He's thrown 2 consecutive shutouts, or, he hasn't given any runs up. Let's put it that way. He hasn't gone, nobody puts together complete game shutouts anymore. I guess what passes for that is Bumgarner throwing a 7-inning, quote, no-hitter. Am I the only one that thinks that MLB is going to keep the 7-inning doubleheader? That's going to be a fixture in our future. Am I the only one that thinks that they're going to try to do that? I kind of feel that one's coming. I just, I hate it, but they didn't ask me. I'm a little offended by that. They didn't ask me. At any rate, we like Scherzer. I mean, why not? We've won a couple times. We've won once in a row with Scherzer. I guess that's what passes for a couple times here in the barn. So once with Scherzer, we'll go back again, minus 131. It's one start. Probably should tell you what to do right there. We like this game a lot, and I just, in a way, I almost don't know why there's not 3 stars on this one. This is the Braves. We just think that team's better than what they're playing right now. I mean, I looked at their lineup. It's like, all right, Freddie Freeman's not going to hit 200 the whole damn year. That's not going to happen. He's going to swing the bat. There's some other guys that have some pedigree on that team. Swanson, he's going to start swinging the bat a little better. I think Albies can do better. Ozuna, definitely. He's got some pedigree. He can do better. So they're going to start scoring some more runs. I don't know what happened last Sunday. You go 14 innings against the Diamondbacks and get 1 hit. That's I don't know what that is. That's, I'm almost tempted just to throw that away and say that didn't happen. But, the Cubs, they're just not that good, I don't think. That team is just not that good. Here in this pitching matchup, you got Trevor Williams. He's just kind of a dude, roustabout, fill in the blank guy, kind of hung around the league here. Ian Anderson, young kid, former number 1 pick, or first-round pick, I should say, of the Braves. So I'm thinking this kid's got more pedigree than Williams. I like Anderson over Williams. One other thing, Javi Baez probably will not play in this game. He's been out last couple games with a hamstring injury. He's probably their best player. I guess it's arguable. Is it Rizzo? Is it Bryant? Or is it Javi Baez? I would say it's probably Baez. And he is out. And, will he play? Let's put it this way. That was a one-run game last night, and there were a couple opportunities for him to pinch hit. Didn't happen. They didn't put him in there. So to me, that means if you couldn't get out there and pinch hit, less than 24 hours later, now you're expected to play a full 9 innings? Nah, I don't think it's going to happen. So we definitely like the Braves here. We think they're starting to I just think that team's due to catch a wave to start really putting some crooked numbers on the board, like an 8. So follow it up with a 9. How about that? Braves minus 160. We'll lay it. I trust the Braves enough to put 2 stars on this one. Marlins, we're going right back there. See if there's still another payoff in that slot machine. Do you ever play slot machines? And sometimes the machine just kind of gets hot and you hit a couple big payouts in a row. That's just what this feels like to me, that, the Brewers, I told you that I thought that team was ready to just kind of coast for a series. And so they did coast in the first game. And now, why not come back with the Marlins? The Marlins just scored, 4 or 5 runs off an excellent pitcher. That Burns guy who's just striking out the world and walking nobody. And, here you got a shot at Hauser, who's no Burns, and we're still getting plus 144. Our pitcher, I'm sure, is not very good, but I think this is still a decent shot here for the Marlins. Let's say they square 1 or 2 up early off of Hauser, get out to a lead, and maybe evade those killers at the back of the Brewers' pen, like Hader. So that's the goal here. Get out to an early lead if I'm the Marlins and take it wire to wire and evade Hader at the big price. That's the plan. And then the best game, we think, tonight, and this is 3 stars, and we've been okay with these 3-star games, or $3 signs, or whatever the hell. The Angels. And this game wasn't on the board when I, made the, I saw somebody speculated it would come down around 150. That's the number I used. It says Quintana. I don't care who starts for the Angels. Really, I don't care who starts for either team. I don't think there's like one difference maker on either staff. So I'll say action, if you will. I don't know why this wasn't up on the board, but I definitely like the way the Angels are starting to play. They got down early last night. Ohtani, I'm not crazy about him as a pitcher, and he wasn't great. And he gives up an early 3-run home run, and the Angels could have just folded the tents, but they didn't. It's like, all right, we got 27 outs. Let's see what we can do. And they swung the bats. That's a pretty solid lineup it's shaping up to be with that kid Walsh in there. He doesn't look like he's a flash in the pan. He looks like he might be, a solid citizen here. And then, of course, you got Trout. You know what you're going to get out of him. He came off the, bench. First game back, he was 4 for 5. So he's good to go. Ohtani looks like he's finally squaring the ball up. When he hits that ball, he hits it goddamn hard. I mean, he really smashes that ball. And he's squaring the ball up a hell of a lot more than, say, some of these big, huge sluggers from the Yankees like Stanton and Judge. So Ohtani right now really looks like he's dangerous. So you got 3 guys right there. And then you fill in with some other dudes like, Rendon's just coming off the DL. and he's in the lineup, and then maybe even an occasional hard hit ball by Albert Pujols, that's a pretty tough lineup. Throw Justin Upton in there too, even. So we think the Angels are just going to bludgeon the Rangers here. I don't know how good Jose Quintana is going to be, but I just think you're looking at another 7 to 10 runs here that the Angels are going to score. So this is our top play. We're going to trust. We're going to trust the Angels. This little nervous here. Just the Angels historically underachieve. You think about that. Mike Trout essentially is the modern day Mickey Mantle. And, his teams don't win. It's like, how can you be this good, man? And your teams simply do not compete. They're not, you should be in the playoffs every year, and you're not. But I want to like this team. It seems like Trout always struck me as a pretty likable guy. He's a Philadelphia guy too, no doubt, or no less. Ohtani, he seems like a nice enough dude, I guess. I've never had a real problem with Albert Pujols. So I'd like to see these guys, play better. Come on, do well. I want somebody different in there. And they're not named the cheating Houston Astros either. So let's go Angels. That's our top play. Let's get something going here. Is it the Los Angeles Angels? What are they calling themselves now? I lose track. But I think they're Los Angeles Angels. All right, good. Thanks. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for being here. If you're new, subscribe. Great. Good. We appreciate that. We don't have anybody new to say hello to today, but today's another day. So let's see if we can do better than yesterday. Yesterday absolutely blew. So Angels up top. That's the top play of the day. Thanks. We'll talk to you again. Eric Arnold out.